So this is the second video on review for final. And those review finals, or has anybody seen the one that I put up? Okay, yeah. Tells you what chapter's on, just logistical things. It's not reviewing particular concepts. There are problems that I put on the board and on Haiku where it says second semester final or second semester exam, and I have listed the problem numbers and the corresponding video where I did the problem. Those are the best way to figure out what's on the final. You're going to say one of two things after the final. That was fair, but I didn't study all year and I didn't do well. Or that was fair and I did really well. There's not going to be a lot of gray area. I'm going to have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's just go over this briefly. Cheat sheet, 2 A4 sheets of paper or equivalent. In other words, here is, well, this is really nice. A cheat sheet. Notice the name is in the middle, clearly stated. This is A4 piece of paper. One piece is for credit. The other piece is extra credit. Clear? Okay. There's no real need to write real small because I don't want tables or anything else on it. I'll go into that in a minute. So the equivalent would be, anybody have a piece of lined paper? Okay. Or I have lined paper. Again, here's the name. Very lovely. Excellent. Look at this. This is a little bit weird. This is a little small. That's okay. Only, yeah, I wear really good glasses and I can't see a word of it, but no, I can. I think. I can use a magnifying glass. This is science, so we have lenses, okay. So this is that's the name, sorry, lined paper, okay. As long as it's not bigger than the A4, all right. And must be handwritten, no tables, formulas, equations, or sample problems of any kind. Somebody actually asked me this morning. They showed me their paper and they say, can I have this equation on it? And I said, no. Why do I say no? Because I said no equations on it. Right there, no equations, okay? Only concepts. Must be turned in the week of June 7th. This is a graded homework assignment, the last of the year. You hand it in early, it'll be extra credit. Remember, 2 A4 sheets of paper, 1 A4 is credit, the other A4 is extra credit, or equivalent, no bigger than A4. Again, you put and I put this on the first review, you have your sheet of paper, and in the middle, it doesn't have to be that big, of course, you put your name, and then make sure you have a calculator. On the midterm exam, there might have been people in here. I was running around like a crazy person trying to get people calculators. I was allowing people to borrow calculators. It's not going to happen this year for the final, so, don't even think about it. Bring a calculator. If you don't bring one, borrow one. Get one before you go into the exam. You may not borrow a calculator from another student during the exam, or me. Okay. Pencils, bring at least 3 sharp pencils. Why anybody would do basically a math test in pen is beyond me. Textbook, your textbook must be turned in to Mr. Darcy, room 258 only, before 10 a.m., 16th of June. This counts as part of your exam grade. Acknowledged?
Yes.
You sure? Yes.
Does this count as part of the exam grade?
Yes, that's why I say credit. That means it's part of your grade for the exam. Extra credit will go towards your exam grade. Is that clear? So your exam grade will be the actual exam itself. One sheet will be credit. You have to do it, or it's a 0. extra credit, your textbook, and I think there might be some, is there something else? No, I think that's it, okay? So make sure you have your textbook. If you don't have your textbook, if you've lost it, this is business, it's not a problem, I'm not going to get upset. However, they cost a lot of money, so you better see the book person downstairs in the administrative suite of offices and tell them that you haven't brought your book in. If you tell them early, and she gives me the list of names of people that didn't have the textbook, I will give you credit for bringing in your book because you're taken care of, you're crossed off the list. Clear? Now, if you find your book later on, they'll give you a credit, I'm sure, somehow. Everybody, it happens every year, it's inevitable. But the book finally turns up somewhere. Okay, so, but if you don't have your book, if you've lost it, make sure you make arrangements. Clear? They're expensive, but they're not $1 million, but they're about 185, 190, something like that, okay? 108, 110, whatever. Okay, so let me just do this one more thing. Again, textbook must be turned into this room. Clear? To this room. To me, I'll be here before the exam. The exam starts at 10:20 on June 16th. Make sure you get here by 9:30. Get to bed early, get up early, make sure that you're sitting down starting your exam after you've been up 4 hours. Your brain works best. Your brain doesn't work well an hour or two after you get out of bed. It's not optimum, especially for an adolescent. So get to bed early and get up early. The best thing to do is start going to bed right now 15 minutes early, so that by the time the end of this week rolls around, you're in bed by 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's the best way to do it. You want to do well on your exam? That's the way to do it. And don't study the day of your exam. Don't study chemistry. Don't go home and study chemistry on the evening of the 15th of June, unless you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. But if you're an average or above average student, you shouldn't need to do that. Mohammed?
What if we drink coffee in the morning?
So in other words, you want something artificial to stimulate your body in order to work properly, to do optimally on your test at the age of 15.
Yes.
You shouldn't need coffee. Get to bed early and get up early. Understood? Okay, good. Now, I am going to quit this video and we'll go to the next board and we'll go over a couple of things. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes? We're off.